アニゲーミングこうよアニよ楽しい冒険スタートだ
Welcome everyone to oldtacosandgeeks.com. Justin here, back with another episode of Annie Gaming. This is episode 22, and today, my friends, we are going to be talking about Astro Boy for the PlayStation 2. This was released in 2004 for the PlayStation 2, and it was developed by the Sonic team. Astro Boy sought to reintroduce Osamu Tezuka's iconic character to a new generation through the lens of a 3D action game. Inspired by the 2003 anime reboot, the game aimed to blend heartfelt storytelling with fast paced combat, all while capturing the essence of Tezuka's timeless creation. While the final result had admirable intentions and flashes of greatness, it ultimately suffered from uneven execution across key areas like gameplay, camera control, and level design. Still, it holds a value as a nostalgic and earnest adaptation of an anime slash manga piece. So, to talk a little bit about this, from the outset, Astro Boy radiates a sense of admiration for its source material. The similar cel shaded graphics, although simple by today's standards, evoke the stylized energy of Tezuka's designs. Astro's animations are smooth and lively, whether he's soaring through the air with rocket boots or unleashing his iconic finger lasers. The game taps into the wide eyed optimism and moral clarity that define Astro's stories. It's evident that this game was made with affection and care and love, and fans of the franchise can appreciate this tribute to the legend of Astro Boy. Gameplay, however, unfortunately, the gameplay loop falls short on fully delivering on its promise. Astro Boy on the PS2 is structured as a third person action adventure game with a mixture of beat 'em up combat, flight sequences, and platforming. The controls, however, are very stiff. Poor camera angles undermining precision. Combat can become very repetitive despite Astro's wide range of arsenal of moves like the arm cannons, jet power kicks, and even his trademark butt machine guns. Enemy variety is lacking, and many levels feel often overly linear or padded out. Boss battles do try to inject some spectacle, and there are some pretty decent boss battles in here. And there are a general thrill of unleashing combos as Astro lifts off mid-flight, but the design often undercuts the impact, and the difficulty spikes can become very frustrating at times. And like I said, when it comes to the graphics, it does its job when it comes to the PS2. They use like a lot of anime games at the time use a very different style of the shell shaded graphics to invoke the look and feel of the anime, and at the time this was a smart artistic choice. Astro himself is animated with fluidity. His movements in flight and combat are expressive and it's true to the character. The cutscenes often resemble animated episodes with dynamic facial expressions and some smooth transitions, but sometimes the facial expressions can appear kind of stiff, but the backgrounds, however, don't always keep up. Many environments feel static or bland, missing the opportunity to really immerse us in that futuristic world. And as far as the story goes, the narrative draws loosely from the 2003 anime and touches on classic Astro Boy themes such as identity, loss, humanity, and redemption. You play as Astro, of course, a robot created by Dr. Tenma, who initially builds to replace his deceased son, but later rejects him. From there, Astro grapples with his place in a world where machines and humans clash over ethics, freedom, and power. The game doesn't dwell too deeply into the whole philosophy and territory that the manga or anime touches on, but it does capture some emotional beats well for the younger audience. Supporting characters like Dr. O'Shea and Atlas make appearances, adding depth and familiarity for longtime fans. However, the storytelling is often felt rushed, with some moments lacking that emotional weight that I honestly thought they deserved. The audio work in here it complements the visuals well enough, but doesn't leave a lasting impression. The music is upbeat and the thematically approach it's appropriate, but with this heroic brass melodies during action scenes and softer tones for introspective moments. Unfortunately, the tracks tend to loop very quickly, which gives it a feel of lacking of variety. And the voice acting is pretty decent, serviceable, mirroring the cast from the anime, though some performances come off as flat or underdirected. Sound effects during combat are exaggerated, cartoony, which fits the Astro Boy aesthetic, but don't add much impact or feedback during the fight. There is a charm to it, but the sound design rarely elevates the experience in here. In retrospective though, Astro Boy for the PlayStation 2 is a game with heart and ambition that doesn't quite stick the landing. The visual respect the source material, the story retains its core emotional beats, even though it's not really as fleshed out, and the effort to diversify gameplay is clear. However, its repetitive combat, frustrating camera, undercooked platforming, and uninspired sound design prevent it from rising to the same heights as its titular hero. Still, for fans of the franchise, it remains a fascinating attempt to bring Tezuka's vision to the 3D space. Not quite a classic, definitely far from it, but it's not without its charm. It's rough around the edges, but you can look at it, still appreciate what it was trying to attempt, and see it as a really nice love letter to the legend of Astro Boy. This is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com, and yeah, actually, I'm not gonna play this one either. I'm sorry about that, guys. I will start playing actually the next season. I'll start playing that new format games. But what did you think of Astro Boy? Did you play it when you were younger, or if you're younger, did you get your chance to play the game? Comment below. Let me know. If you like what we do here, hopefully we earned your subscription. If we did, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. It helps out the channel. And I'll catch you on the next episode of Annie Gaming. Later days.